Minnesota Vikings training camp is right around that corner, and that means that it's time to root for the underdog. That's right. Guys from the bottom of the rooster working their way up, making the practice squad, maybe even making the roster, making some noise. This is the time for those guys to shine, whether it be a training camp, preseason, etc. And for the Vikings, even though no longer in Mankato, we always look for Mr. Mankato. That's right. And some previous winners of the award have, talking about underdog guys who haven't got the time of day, just really rising up, having a great training camp preseason. So back in the day, was second-year wide receiver Adam Jerome, Ezekiel Thielen. That's right. 2015 was fifth-round pick Stephon Diggs. 2016 was seventh-round safety Jaron Kearse. Tayshawn Bauer coming in. Kyle Jerome, Ezekiel Sluter. That's right, man. Second year, first full training camp with the Vikings in 2018 because 2017 he's with the stupid Broncos in preseason. Brandon Dillon, the Marion Barbarian, getting things done in 2019. Cameron Tiny Dantzler in 2020, and then J. Osborne last year, really busting out, and it was a portent. It was pretense, whatever, tense, for his great season last year. So this could be a springboard. I mean, even though not all of these Mr. Mankato guys went on to sustain success with the Vikings, a lot of them did. I mean, you look at Diggs, you look at Thielen, you look at Dantzler, you look at KJ. All right, so just something to keep. Hell, Jaron Kearse got paid with the Cowboys. Oh, whatever. So we're gonna go through our top 10 Mr. Mankato candidates. Although we have considered rebranding it to the Earl of Egan. It doesn't have the same ring. Anyways, we're going to start off at the bottom. Now we're here. So, starting at 10, OG Wyatt Davis. Yes, our guy, second-year man, former two-time All-American, third-round pick coming out of the Ohio State University. Now, there's a lot of reasons why some of the rookies may not have gotten the time of day last year. But at a certain point, you can't keep blaming the previous regime. You can't keep blaming Zimmer, etc. Either Wyatt Davis can play or he can't. So he needs to be into the mix in training camp. Hopefully he'll rise up, work with the twos. One of the right guard spots is completely wide open. Why can't Wyatt Davis just come in and dominate and win one of the spots? Why not? If it truly is going to be a meritocracy along the offensive line this year with Chris Cooper and Wes Phillips and Kevin O'Connell, why can't Davis do some work, right? Because we're going to find out if he can play or not, because all the excuses are gone. Next up, number 9, Blake Brandel. That's right, Mandel Brandel. And the Vikings are looking for that swing backup tackle, even though they're pretty damn good with the starters with Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill. But Brandel, former, was it 5th or 6th round? 6th-round pick, I want to say, out of Oregon State. He really progressed last season, became the Vikings' 6th offensive lineman, was out there in heavy packages. I think that he could take up the mantle of the swing tackle spot since they didn't retain Rashad Hill, and for that we thank you. And I think that Brandel could have a great preseason. I think that he could be the second-team left tackle. I think that he could do some work. He's going to be rising up. Although it is hard for offensive linemen to win the award. Not going to lie. Next up, numero 8, Mr. Mankato candidate, Tristan Jackson, wide receiver. Now, the Vikings claimed him last season. He was a former UDFA coming out of Syracuse. He did spend some time with the Los Angeles Rams, with Kevin O'Connell as well as Wes Phillips. So I do think that Jackson may have a little bit of an inside track. I think he may be a dark horse of a guy who can make the rooster. And also in OTAs, he did get some run with the ones when the Vikings were dealing with a couple of injuries. So that's noteworthy. So I think that he could be a guy that could maybe move up some depth charts and do some things going forward. Next up, Mr. Mankato candidate number 7, tight end Zach Davidson. Now, like most of the rookies last year, just kind of a lost season. But then again, KJ Osborne had a lost season. He was benched thrice as the Vikings punt returner. But Zach Davidson is a physical freak. Late round tight end, 5th rounder coming out of Central Missouri State Tech University. Just never got the time of day. It was dumped on the practice squad, which is sort of whatever. Now, Kwesi is under no... He isn't required to hang on to Spielman's long-term projects, right? So Zach Davidson could probably wash out just as easily as he makes some noise in Mankato, in Egan. I wish we were going back to Mankato, man. Mankato had this nice summer camp feel to it. Well, whatever. But Davidson, since tight end 2 is wide open behind Irv Smith, I mean, he could do something. He could legitimately get something going. Next up, thing number 6. Not thing number 6. Top 10 Mr. Mankato candidates. That's right. I forgot what countdown we're doing. Number 6, Jalen Speedy Naylor. That's right, the rookie day 3 pick coming out of Michigan State University. Now, a lot of people say, well, he only ran a 4.4. How's he speedy? He's speedy. It's speed because, hey, it's great if you can run in a straight line in underwear at the Underwear Olympics, but how about you change of direction? And he's got that. I think he was underutilized at Michigan State. I do think that he has a chance to really be something special on special teams, and I think that he could eventually move his way up. I think that he's shifty. I think that every single time he's in open space, it turns into a punt return. I think that he's got some great moves, and there's a reason why wide receiver coach Keenan McCardle was banging the table for him. That's right. Next up, Mr. Mankato candidate number 5. Kellen Mond, right? It's always so easy with the skill position guys and the quarterbacks, but Kellen Mond, I understand that Shawn Mannion was taking snaps with the 2s, but give him another training camp with this staff. Give him a full preseason with this staff. I think that you're going to see some real progression from Kellen Mond. I think that he's going to be that guy. I think that he's got arm for days. I think that he's got a big-time leadership ability. I think he's got great mobility. I think that he's going to be a preseason star for sure, especially if he starts out with the third teamers. I think that you're going to see a Kyle Sluter type rise, except I do think that Kellen Mond has some bona fides to him. I think that he has a chance to be a starter in this league in a couple seasons. I do think that Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell do see that potential because, again, they could have brought in their own quarterback at any point in free agency or the draft, but they didn't. And also, we said that, again, pure speculation, if Kellen Mond was in this draft class, I think that he would have been the first quarterback taken. That's right, man. Next up, Mr. Mankato candidate number 4, cornerback Caleb Evans. So 4th round pick coming out of Missouri. Now, again, we don't have like Lewisine or Asamoah or Andrew Booth Jr. on here because, I mean, they're high draft picks, day 1, day 2. They're expected to do well. We're talking about underdogs. That's right. So Caleb Evans, he's got length. He's got the experience, formerly of Tulsa, spent last year at Missouri. I do think that he does have some nice feistiness to him. He was asked to play a lot of zone in college. I do think that he has the traits and doggedness to succeed in a primarily man coverage. So I do think that he is very toolsy. I think that he is a lot like Dantzler. He's a lot like Andrew Booth Jr., where you have these lengthy man-to-man cornerbacks that you can just have a lot of fun with. I think that Ed Donatel and company are going to have a lot of tools to work with. And Evans, I mean, Evans is a lot of fun, man. Plus, he's dying to stare purple because he got over 20K followers on Twitter. So that's something to watch for. Next up, candidate number 3, Mr. Mankato this year, defensive tackle Jalen Twyman. That's right. Feel-good story, Jalen Twyman. Hashtag blessed he survived being shot last offseason, and now he has a chance to be fully recovered and fully get in camp and fully get engaged because, remember, we haven't seen him play football since 2019 because he opted out of 2020 with COVID stuff. So, I mean, he was a bad dude. He was just an absolute monster at Pitt, borderline unblockable, looking like Aaron Donald back there back in the day. Of course, John Randall comparisons are there as well, but he's got to show it, man. I think that he does have the wiggle. I think that he does have some great pass rush ability. He just, at times, like he just plays with great leverage. Low man wins, and hopefully he can still pan out on that potential. I mean, I just love him. I absolutely love Jalen Twyman. Rooting for him. Do something big, man. Next up, candidate number 2, Mr. Mankato this year, Janarius Robinson. So speaking of guys who missed last year, Janarius ended up on IR. We didn't get a chance to see him. But I think that the move to a 3-4, Janarius Robinson being a stand-up outside linebacker, I think that's his natural position. I think that he has all the physical skills. I mean, not saying that he's going to be a Danielle Hunter, just a physical freak who had marginal college production due to various reasons, and then comes in the NFL and is one of the elite edge rushers. But I think Janarius Robinson, he greatly benefits from the shift to a 3-4. I think that his tutelage under Zadarius Smith, who he's been seeking out as a mentee, as well as Danielle Hunter, plus Mike Smith coming over. He's a great outside linebackers coach coming over from the Greasy Grime of Green Bay Packers, really helped turn around Rashawn Gary. I think that Janarius Robinson has his environment is perfect for him to have a chance to explode in this league, and I think that he's super hungry, coming off a rookie year that was basically lost due to injury. But yeah, the former 4th round pick out of Florida State, I think it's time for him to fly. And lastly, number 1 candidate, yes, it's pretty easy. Even though ISM Amir Smith-Marsette was in that walking boot, the pride of Iowa, showed some things last year, well, primarily in the 2 garbage games against the Bears, but whatever. But I do think that he has a chance to be a very solid wide receiver 4, maybe even wide receiver 3 down the line. I think that he has a chance to win the punt return job, even though kick return job is already spoken for by King Kenne. But I do think that ISM has a chance to blow up, man. Just get after things. Now, again, it's going to be controversial that we left King Kenne and Wangu, the running back out of Iowa State, off this list, but he's already established himself, man. He's already one of the league's best kick returners. Now, you could say that ISM getting some more run as RB2, maybe future RB1 for the Vikings, yes, you could put him on this list, but we left him off because, in my mind, he's already established. So, again, addressing the controversy there. But that's it. Those are our top 10 Mr. Mankato candidates. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.